Now, Storm Watch 12 weather with meteorologist Josh Culbreath.
Welcome back to News Watch 12 midday. And on News Watch 12 this morning, I said that there would be a real fall aesthetic to today because it was going to be so gray because of the clouds. Not seeing as many clouds in Medford, but we are seeing the clouds in Grants Pass. You can see all the beautiful fall colors. So it really is a November morning out there. 37 degrees in Grants Pass this morning. The fog has finally cleared. We're not seeing any reductions in visibility this midday, but we are seeing reductions in warmth because there's none of it over on the east side. You can see 16 degrees still in Chemult, 10 degrees for Christmas Valley, and we are right at freezing for Klamath Falls. In our west side valleys, we're seeing a mixture of 30s and 40s, and we're at 49 degrees there along the coast and Brookings. We are seeing some suspect air quality this midday. It's improved a little bit. Earlier we were seeing unhealthy air quality in the Illinois Valley. That has since improved to just moderate air quality, but it is still unhealthy for sensitive groups in Lakeview. So if you're in one of those sensitive groups as it pertains to smoke or just polluted air, try to refrain from being outdoors. And I think the temperatures would probably deter you from going outside to begin with. And this kind of speaks to a bigger issue. We have stagnant air, and so that's why, of course, air quality has been so bad. And we have this air stagnation advisory. It runs until 10 a.m. on Friday. This goes for all the inland valleys that Newswatch 12 covers. So try to limit your outdoor burning because we don't want to put more nasty stuff up into the atmosphere. Here's your hiking planner for today for the west side valleys. And it's going to be not the most gorgeous day we've ever seen, but there will be a mixture of sun and clouds and temperatures that'll feel very crisp and very fall-like. So not as much sunshine as yesterday, but average temperatures. That is the bottom line for the forecast today. So we'll be in the 40s over on the east side, 50s for our west side valleys, and low 50s there along the southern Oregon coastline. Then overnight, we have a couple different factors at play when it comes to the fog. Number one, there's been stagnant air, so that always promotes fog development. Number two, the skies will clear. The clouds that are up in the skies right now, they're not necessarily going to be here as we get closer and closer to midnight. So clear skies always lends to the idea of more fog development. So that's factor number two. And factor number three, it's kind of a standalone factor, but along the coast we'll have marine layer fog, which is a different factor. I don't want to use the word factor too much. It's a different dynamic setup than what we have inland. Also, it's going to be really cold overnight. Teens and single digits once again over on the east side, 20s for our west side valleys. 38 degrees there along the coast in Brookings. Here's your weekend forecast for the Rogue Valley. Lots of sunshine for Saturday. It's going to be a gorgeous day. Friday will be the same way. Lots of sunshine, seasonal temperatures. And Sunday will also be pretty nice. We'll have some more clouds increasing though, and that is because that Sunday is going to be a transitional day in between the dry pattern and the wet pattern that we have in store for next week. Here's your 7-day forecast for the coast. A couple more days of sunshine, especially Friday and Saturday. Then, like I mentioned, Sunday we're transitioning into a more seasonal and wet, active fall-like pattern. For Siskiyou County, a couple of beautiful days for Friday and Saturday. And then with the wet weather for next week, we are tracking the potential for snow, but in Siskiyou County, it doesn't look like that's going to happen, at least within the Shasta Valley, because models have been trending warmer and snow levels have been trending higher. For the Klamath Basin, I think snow is still on the table for next week. So just something to keep tabs on, especially if you plan on doing any holiday travel, if you have to travel over some of those Cascade passes. And of course, I think there's a lot of relevance for the Cascades in Siskiyous into next week. So again, just something to really be mindful of as we head into the busiest travel week of the season. And then, of course, for the Rogue Valley, lots of sunshine again for Friday and for Saturday, that transitional day on Sunday, and then definitely some fall-like weather next week.
And across our region, looking at those numbers, especially overnight, the Rogue Valley, 28, 26, 28 degrees. We're going to have pretty chilly nights ahead of us, something that I think a lot of people need to keep in mind. Just because we see the sun during the afternoon doesn't necessarily mean that's going to be the case at night.
Exactly. And this morning should have been, the best indication of that. It was -8 degrees in Lakeview, but even in our west side valleys, you see -8 degrees and you get focused in on that, but it was 26, 27 degrees in Medford, which by no means is warm. So we have some chilly nights ahead of us.
Yeah, at that point, cold is cold and it's dangerous.
Yeah.
So, okay. Thank you, Josh.
Of course.